So, as you just said, my name is Allan Francani. I'm French. I work at the Project Coordination Office in Geneva, Switzerland. I'm a software engineer and member of the Collaboratory team since March 2017, so it's been a year now. And recently, a colleague of mine shared an article that was making a bold statement. This article was saying that the scientific paper is obsolete. So the author starts by explaining that a scientific paper was a revolution in the 17th century when it was invented because it helped restructure the scientific knowledge and the way it was shared among the community, how people were sharing discoveries. They contained easy concepts, whole data sets. If there was any computation, it was easy to verify manually. But science evolved, and now scientists work with very hard to grasp concepts with datasets that can contain millions of entries or even more now, with very complex algorithms that are hard to verify manually. And in order to deal with this complexity, scientists use dynamic visualization to actually understand what they are working with. They use tools to manipulate data and code to run algorithms. But still, science is still conveyed with the same static medium. So the author explained that the scientific message needs to use the very same tools that are used to generate it in order to be shared. So that reviewers can also use dynamic visualization to understand concepts, tools to analyze data sets, and so that they can run the same code that actually generated the results. And in a way, the Collaboratory is the humble effort of the Human Brain Project to provide the infrastructure to create this ecosystem for neuroscientists. So my presentation will be about the basics of the Collaboratory, and we'll talk a bit about what maybe the future, what could be the future of the Collaboratory. Okay, so let's start. So if you want to gain access to the Collaboratory, the first thing you need to do is to connect to collab.humanbrainproject.eu and request an account. So you will see the login page. You have a request an account button there. And long story short, what you need to do is to send an email to platform@humanbrainproject.eu explaining why you want to gain access to the platform, and we will send you an invitation link with which you will be able to create your account. Once this is done and you connect for the first time on the platform, this is what you will see. So this is the homepage of the Collaboratory. So its structure is basic. At the top, you have some menus to navigate. Top right, it's your profile, your data. On the left, you have the navigation panel with which you can select items that will be displayed in the central part, which is the workspace. Okay, so now you have access to the Collaboratory. The next thing you will be able to do is to invite your teammates. This is something you can do by clicking on your profile. And in there you will find an item called Invite User. You'll be able to add the emails of your fellow scientists and a short message, and they will receive the same invitation link that you did. Then they will be able to create their own accounts on the platform. All right, so now you and your teammates have an account on the platform. The next thing you can do is to create your own workspace. In order to do that, there is a navigation item on the home page, which is called Create a Collab. So a collab is a collaboration space that you and your team will use to share data and access the scientific tools needed to accomplish your goals. So this is the workspace you will use with your team to work together, to collaborate. So it needs a name, Young Researchers, Event, short description. This collab will be used to blah, blah, blah. It can be either public, which means that everyone in the community can see your collab, and you can choose then who can modify it, or private, you choose who can see and modify the content. Once you hit create a collab, you will be redirected to your collab. I already created one for this demo. There it is. So now it's your own workspace. So the structure is simple. Everything that is below the title is your workspace. So you have the title here. It states if it's private or public, and if you're a member of the collab. So again, the left side, the navigation panel with pre-installed applications. So you have 4 applications that are pre-installed in your collab. And when you select them, you will display the application in the workspace. Okay, so as everyone knows, a team is better than the sum of its parts, members. So what you need to do then is to invite your teammates into your collab so that they can collaborate with you. This is done by using the team application. So for the moment, I feel pretty lonely. On the top right corner, you will find this little cog that switch the application into edit mode. So you'll be able to search for users. Everyone has an identity on the Collaboratory, so you can search for people by name. So for example, I will use one of my colleagues, Koshenks. Okay, so now we are 2 in the team. If you need to at some point, you can remove people from your collab. All right, so now we're ready to start working together. The next thing you may want to do is to write some content. So at the beginning, you can't, given the application you have. So what you need to do is to add an application in your collab. Everything in a collab is an application, and you can do so by clicking this add button here. You will find a list of all the applications that are available on the platform. So we'll look for a document application. All right, this one looks fine. You will be redirected to the newly added application in edit mode. So here I can start writing content. Let's say we'll talk about the brain structure. This is WYSIWYG editor, which stands for what you see is what you get. So you can type some content and change its formats. Okay, when you're happy with it, you can save, close the edit mode, and there you go. So now you have some content. Your teammates can also modify it if they need to. You can rearrange the item of your collab, knowing that the first item will be the one that would be displayed by default when you enter your collab. Let someone enter your collab. You can also share documents and data. This is done with the storage application, so each collab has its own storage. So this is a classic file system structure, so you can create folders. Let's say experiments, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I can upload some files. So everyone will have access to those files. You can see some details. For some of the file types, you will be able to see a preview. And people will be able to download and add some more content. Okay, so now we have a common workspace, a team. We can add some content, have some data, documents. So let's get really into it. So the next thing you would want to do probably is to start analyzing your data and running some algorithm. And this is done with an application that is called Jupyter Notebooks. You may probably know about them. Jupyter Notebooks are an integrated interactive programming environment. So that means that you can actually see and run codes directly into your browser. And what's interesting is that this code is actually not run on your machine, but in the cloud, in one of our virtual machines, which means that every user should have the same behavior. Okay, so let's try this again. We need to add an application. So we look for the Jupyter Notebooks. Create a new one. There you go. So the language here is Python. So you can start typing code. Right, great. You can also add some explanation about the content of your notebook. My great algorithm. Okay, I'm having some demo effect here. This should be marked down, but anyway. All right, and once your notebook is saved, every user of your Collab will have access to it, will be able to see the code and run it themselves. Okay, so now we have the basic tools to start interacting with people, but you may still find a bit lost. And so the next thing is about how you can explore the HPP platform ecosystem. This can be done from the home Collab. So you will find a lot of different resources there, information about how you could get started, information about the different platforms. So you will find the page to create a collab. There is also the software catalog, which is a database of a lot of the tools that are provided by the community. So you will find not only collabs, but also Python packages, libraries, applications, native applications that you could download and install on your machine. So you will find some explanation about them, where you can find the source, who contributed. Okay, on the top, you have the collabs menu. In there, you'll be able to search through the existing collabs, so the one you have access to, public collabs, and the private collabs you are a team member of. Again, you can create a collab from here. And you will see your collab, so that's only the one you are a team member of. You'll find the same list here. So let's say, for example, we want to know more about Jupyter Notebooks, how we could leverage the tool. There is a collab for that. In there, you'll find examples of what you can do with those notebooks. So one thing you can do that I didn't mention is that you can talk with the storage. So you can get data from the storage and do some transformation and store it back there. So it's all explained here. So notebooks are a great tool to share workflows and tutorials. So that's what you can see here. A lot of text, some code you can actually run. Or for example, we can look at Matplotlib, which will show you some ways to visualize some data. And if you want to grab one of those notebooks and start working with it, fiddling with it, you can actually copy it to your Collab. There it is. Okay. On the top right, you have this button to go to full screen if you need to. And then you can just run the codes and see what happens. And you can start changing it. -2. All right. So again, about how you could explore the ecosystem, then you will find the different platforms and their own collabs. So I won't go into details there, but feel free to have a look and see what they have to offer. Some help, of course, and we also have a forum so that you can talk with the community. Okay, and if you're not happy with what you find there, you can even extend the Collaboratory with your own applications. For that, go back to the home Collab. There is a developers link, and you will find a lot of resources on how you can create an application and register it so that other users can leverage the tools you made. Okay, great. So what you've learned so far, you've learned how to request an account, how you could invite users, create your own workspace, build your team, write some content, share documents and data, analyze data with notebooks, explore the HBP ecosystem, and extend with your own app. So what are the key messages here around the Collaboratory? The goal of the Collaboratory is to bring the community to the different HBP platforms. Platforms provide domain tools which leverage the Collaboratory infrastructure. The Collaboratory provides integration. It glues the platforms together with shared services and UI, user interface. And the Collaboratory enables reproducible science. We really focus on making our notebooks a productive tool for large-scale collaboration. All right, so now what is the future for the Collaboratory? Here are some of the features we'd like to integrate in the near future. One is Jupyter Lab, so it's the next generation of Jupyter notebooks. Very, very cool tool. I won't go into too much details, but feel free to have a look. So one of the core features that is really missing in the Collaboratory to make it easy to explore it is an actual full text search to find your way around it. So it's something we know, and we will start working on this soon. And another one that we'd like to add as well, for people to be able to collaborate together, is to integrate an actual chat. We have something at the moment, but it's not very good, so we would like to add something that is more usable and feature-rich. And some, of course, other topics. We'd like to improve the way users can move their data, had some notebook versioning. We'd like to create a permission service for developers, and we have plenty of features we'd like to add to the Collaboratory. Okay, I think that's it for me. I hope it gave you a good insight of what the Collaboratory is and how you could use it for your work. So if you have any question, that's the moment.